Let's talk about every selection the Steelers made in this draft because I've watched multiple games of every player they took. Starting with Derek Harmon, I already made 2 videos about him, one before he was drafted and one after. He's an instant impact player. He's a great pass rusher. He's dominant in the run game as well. The Steelers needed D-line badly, and in my opinion, they went and got a guy who is a top 3 interior D-lineman in an absolutely stacked class. Next up, we have Caleb Johnson. I've seen a lot of people giving him Le'Veon Bell comps. Don't listen to anyone saying that. They have zero idea what they're talking about. I think he does have great vision, but I also think he's more of a north and south type power runner than anything else. Le'Veon's number 1 trait was obviously patience, and number 2 was probably being a great pass catcher, and Caleb Johnson is pretty inexperienced as a pass catcher, and sometimes he doesn't let his blocks get set up. I think he's a great tailback, but I also think he's pretty much the exact opposite of Le'Veon Bell. Jack Sawyer is finally getting some gold pants, and I was hearing rumblings that the Steelers would go edge in round 3 or round 4, and I don't mind this pick if that was the mindset. I feel like every year we're desperate for edge depth. It did get better with the addition of Nick Herbig. He's been really good for us, but we need 4 guys that can go. Jack Sawyer is an okay pass rusher, adequate enough to be depth, but the thing I like about him is his motor, his intensity, his physicality, and he's a great run defender. Sawyer is just a gritty, tough, lunch pail kind of guy. He's going to show up and go to work. He's a Steeler. If it was 2005, Yaya Black from Iowa would have been like a first round pick because he's built in a lab to be an old school D tackle. He's not the greatest athlete in the world. He doesn't move well sideline to sideline. Sometimes he gets beat to a gap on outside zone, but if you're running right at the guy, good luck. He's 6'5", he's 330 pounds, and he has violent hands. I say if the Steelers have any short yardage packages on defense, he'll be on them. I still think the plan for the Steelers is Aaron Rodgers and to use compensatory picks next year to trade up and get their guy quarterback, but as for this year, they got Will Howard. Will Howard is the type of guy I see as the perfect backup quarterback. He has the size at like 6'5", 240 pounds. He has the strength and the athleticism. He's got a high football IQ. He's got a ton of experience playing the game. Again, I don't really see him developing and being a high-end NFL quarterback, but I can see him as a great backup. The Steelers are extremely deep at linebacker, but they took Carson Bruner, who doesn't exactly fit the profile of an NFL linebacker, and that leads me to think he'll be more of a special teamer. He's a great college linebacker. He's a great tackler. He's a hard worker. He was 3rd team All Big Ten, but he's only 227 pounds at 6'1". At that size, you'd expect him to be a little more athletic, and he's really not. So again, I like his work ethic. I think he's a good college linebacker, and he could make an impact on special teams, maybe. They took Dante Kent in the 7th round, and I think this is interesting for multiple reasons. For starters being, they need a slot corner, and Dante Kent is a leader. He was a team captain. He's played like 1 billion snaps of football, and he does profile as a slot corner. He's also very athletic. He's fast. He's agile. And if you didn't notice, they listed him as cornerback / punt returner, so I would expect them to use him in that way. That is the Steelers draft. I expected them to go a different direction a few times, but they didn't, and I think they did a pretty good job. But let me know what you think in the comments, and follow me for more college football content.